Welcome Aquarius to a new era. My name is Emma. Aquarius, this is your general reading starting here today. I've set the time frame towards the end of March until the end of April. A general reading can be anything and everything, so take whatever resonates. Sometimes it feels like I'm talking about your love. You can apply it to your career and vice versa. Whatever fits. Also, it's not a quick fix. It's not a quick reading like that. I take a little bit of time to build the energy up, and it's more like towards the end of the reading that I have a full view, a full picture of what's going on with you. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or your lunch or wherever you're at in the world, and come join me on this little energy ride, if you will. Ah! Cards are speaking their own little... I get opposites. Why? Because I just heard the word opposites. And the first card is Orphan. This is my like abandonment card, abandoned card. And the opposite, I would say. So that's immediately what I think of. If I hear opposites, I was like, oh, what? Of these cards. Because then we have milk and honey. The first card numerology-wise is number 5. That's overcoming hurdles, overcoming obstacles, a great opportunity for change. And this is 51. So this is like you've made the change and there's a new beginning after this change has happened. And you're stepping into milk and honey land, which is basically just a 4-leaf clover, lucky number 21. It's like all the yummy stuff that you can think of is coming in. So it has started. They want to show, because this is on the table. If this would be like completely gone, if this is not active whatsoever, I mean, it can show up because it wants to show where you came from. It's like the dark night of the soul, the phoenix rising, that whole situation of like rising up again and bringing yourself back into the complete opposition of this. Reminding yourself that you couldn't ever come into this. Well, you can, but it's not going to be as grandiose. It's not going to be as fulfilling or like satisfying coming into this had you not been in this before. So let's see what this is about. Orphaned. Be it. Movement, choices, and decisions. So this is the Orphan card. So clarify by this. So probably every area for you has been in a low point. At some point, it's like, you know how some people just cruise through life? Those annoying people? No, I'm not going to say that. I love my hard knocked life. I love how I've grown through hardship. But, you know, every once in a while you look at those certain people that's like, they don't even have a clue. They don't even have a clue. But then again, they're not as aware or as conscious or as, you know, having to dive deep means that you can really reach for the stars. So it seems like every single area for you, not one being ruled out, basically all of them, has been a tough one for you. Okay, you've been on the bottom and back in pretty much every area. And then we have milk and honey. Can we clarify it, please? Which means, like, if it's relationships and it has sucked hard, you really have asked for exactly the type of relationship you want. If you've been on the very bottom financially, you have asked for the most money out of everyone living on planet Earth. If you've been really, really unwell, you asked every cell of the body to reproduce the healthiest body you ever saw, you know? So it's like, yeah, you might have been tough, but you're coming into milk and honey land right now, so it was all worth it. It's going to be all worth it, Aquarius. There you go. Sacral chakra, and also number 2. And that was the only chakra, because if you look at this card, like spirituality is in clear view, health is in clear view, relationships is in clear view, finances is in clear view. And then we have this sacral, like creativity and sexuality. The sacral energy center here, orange, is like somewhat in clear view. We somewhat see it, but not fully. And then comes the sacral energy center out. So there's something about this that has led, perhaps this was always, I mean, it's Aquarius that we're talking about. It's Aquarius, you are always, however tough things are getting going, it's like you always try to find the light at the end of the tunnel, or you're always trying to find a solution. Not only do you want to try to find a solution, you want to try to find a solution that everyone else has not tried. Like if there's a way where you can do something where you're at like the first of doing it, that's what you want. You want to go where you feel the most free. You want to go where you feel like nobody's holding you down or holding you back. And for whatever reason, this sacral energy center seems to have been the last center that you have knocked down. Like if you got to any other center in your body, it's like this one has got you going. This one kept you afloat. This one kept you like just above the surface to just continue to breathe, coming up with new ideas, coming up with new creative ideas to just continue to move forward. Whether that is like, it can be a real thing, like it can be you understanding how this very thing works for you to put together, for you to sell on the market, to just being very creative with your focus and with your mind, very much about the mind, Aquarius, and also with your emotions, like to steer you in the direction that you truly want. So it just has kept you alive. It has kept you afloat. Number 2 coming out there, clarifying what has been going on. So there's conversation and communication in relationships. And I feel for the most of it is that's with your inner being. That's with your higher power. So whatever sort of got you out of the hardship is also what is going to lead you to this milk and honey. Because it's like, it's very active. It's almost like whatever happens to you, Aquarius, we could just never kill that side of you. Not that anybody's trying, or not that we want to. I'm just saying, like, if anybody was after you, or like try to kill, if there's such a thing, you try to kill your energy centers, like the sacral chakra is the one that they just wouldn't be able to defeat. You know, it's such a vibrant energy center within you, so that you can sort of always count on it and always rely on it. There's something more that wants to be clarified there, so I'm just gonna take another card. Ooh. There you go. Okay, that's it. Another number 5. You already have 3 number 5 coming out. So a strong opportunity for change now, guys. Strong opportunity for change. I love how we have 5 and then 6. These just, I don't know if you saw that, but they just at first like shuffled, they just jumped out. So 5 and 6 talks about this beautiful transformation, beautiful process. It just talks about where you came from again. 5 of Michael, overcoming obstacles, and we're changing the situation. How is this card as Michael sweeping things under the rug? If there were things that perhaps you haven't talked out loud about them to other people, or like you just thought over time stuff would get better, but then they didn't. But it's like so much about sweeping stuff under the rug. It's like, yeah, you were well aware of them, but then it just got worse and worse and worse. And at the end of the day, it's a situation where you couldn't stay in. Underneath it says, this situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. This is before. This is the orphan sort of vibe, number 5 there again. Coming into this. This is like going from orphan to milk and honey. This is going from 5 of Michael to 6 of Ariel. This is the connection in with your inner being. So it's like whatever situation that you've gone through has sort of almost... You know how people, I'm going to compare it to, you hear about those stories where somebody gets cancer, and that's the point where they really go like in depth about what is healthy for your body. They go on this, diet regime where this is good in terms of this is going to nurture the cancer and this is going to kill it. Like, we probably have those nudges before we get the cancer, and we probably have those nudges before we get thrown out of a company, or before we get to the very bottom of a relationship, or is that voice there telling us what we need to change? But there's it's like you really had to find the bottom here, and it's okay, and you're out of it, and we're moving on. But to just take with you into the future that you don't have to go to the very bottom in order to change things. But when you find yourself at the very bottom, that's when we start to meditate. That's when we start to exercise. That's when we start to look into what diet would really serve you. That's when we, whatever this is, you start to put yourself on a good path. And that's the connection with your inner being. That's the connection with your higher power. 6 of Ariel is the connection with love. It's the connection with your heart. And it's all about bearing fruit. Like, we have all those apples around her. And it's balanced. Do you see? It's almost like a Libra. So maybe there's a Libra connection here somehow, some way. I just feel like there's basically justice is going to come in your favor. It's going to be wherever it has felt unfair, whatever hardship you've gone through, it's like we're out of it. We're stepping into milk and honey, and justice is being made here. Good karma returns. And the more you connect with your inner being there, the more you sit in meditation or just whatever you need to do in order to put yourself in alignment there, number 6, the more love you're going to feel, the more fruit, the more it's going to bear fruit around you. And then we have the Hangman, which is interesting. It's it just talks about, okay, so you're going from the abandonment into the milk and honey, into being nurtured, being taken care of, being seen by the universe, being heard by the universe. You're always seen and heard by the universe, but you're there to sort of actually receive that. And so we go from this 5 of Michael, where we need to get out of the old situation and get into the new one, which is this beautiful situation for you, and that there's a need of change of perspective. Sometimes if you're sort of a little bit stuck in what has happened, and maybe you replay some of the stuff in your mind, to just have a different perspective on it. If you just, one of the perspectives could be, if you were finding yourself in the same situation again, or if you were to take you back to the same situation that you went through, no matter what the situation was, what would have happened? How would it play out if you had all the confidence you needed, all the worth in the world, and just feeling the most powerful and having the strength to just stand up for yourself? What would be different? To then start to play out that story instead, so that you don't continue to repeat what happened in the past where you didn't have any power. It's time to change perspective. It's time to change the past so that you can have a better future. Okay? Yeah, it says on the bottom, there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. You are different though, Aquarius. You don't have to work on that one. And then material needs, this one says, material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. So beautiful. What else for beautiful Aquarius? Please. What does Aquarius need to know? And I do apologize that it has taken me forever to get back to your readings. Didn't I just say that in the beginning? Okay, I'm going to finish what I started. First, my boy was sick, and then I caught something as well. And it has taken me some time to get back. And thank you so much for all the well wishes that I've gotten in the community section. I really appreciate them a lot. Do you remember in the beginning where I said, getting milk and honey is getting, the 4-leaf clover is, lucky number 21. Serendipity, 4-leaf clover. 18, so that is new beginning, and it's the infinity sign there again. Adding those up, we have an ending of the old coming into the new. It's also wish fulfillment. It's unconditional love. It's just basically everything you want in the card. This is when luck meets timing. Both of them something I don't believe in. But that's just my personal truth. I mean, luck, we can call it lucky, and I even say lucky number 21 every so often. And, but luck is something that you will come across when you've done the job to be in alignment with your own wishes, right? And then it's not luck, it's you focusing in your way to be in alignment, right? To be in balance. Timing, if we were to discuss timing, excuse me. If we were to discuss timing, that's also you being in alignment. There's nothing like, if it's meant to be, it will be. If it's meant to be, if you want it to be, and it's gonna be if you just get into balance with it. That's timing and luck. But that's where you're at. This is the time where it seems like, oh my God, can the universe bring me more stuff? I don't know if I'm allowed to take all this beauty within one day. Like, what's going to happen tomorrow? This is almost embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, and perhaps, of course, you don't say that, but it's like, I just want to get you to the point where you understand where it feels like the heavens just open. The heavens has always been open, but you're out of the orphan energy now, and you're into this, you're into the connection with your inner being. You're in your creative, passionate sacral energy center. You're in milk and honey land with the 4-leaf clover. This is serendipity, like just bringing so much abundance, so much luck. Luck meets timing, where it just feels like everything just falls into place. Finally, it falls into place. And I just hear one thing after the other. It's like, when you thought this was enough, no, here comes this. Then you thought that was enough, no, here comes this. It's like you get on this, as much as you've got, we don't question too much when everything sucks. Well, we do. We say, like, what else can go wrong? And we almost start to expect it, right? That's the downward spiral. This is an upward spiral. And you're equally, proportionately, justicely, because justice is being made here. It's a balancing act right there with the apples, showing you that justice is being restored. Can we clarify serendipity? Seems to be a person coming in. The Empress. Oh, I love this. So, 2 of Raphael, 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. So, there's a connection here happening with another person. Probably a divine counterpart in the romantic fields. It can be a soul tribe member. It can be a soulmate that is a dog. Like, you could have a coworker that is just, they just show up in your life and they just become friends for life. I feel towards more like the romantic divine counterpart here. We see how we talked about the Phoenix Rising. You put it to rest. Like, we see how that's put to rest on the beach there. And you coming together with this person, it's just heaven for you. There's so much. I don't feel like this is the only thing. Like, and it's not to be ungrateful, or it's not to say you shouldn't be, happy that this relationship is taking place or forming in your life. But I just feel like this is just the beginning. This is just a start of so many beautiful things starting to happen for you. And we have the Empress, which is basically, if milk and honey are the situations, like if the serendipity, if the 4 clover is the surroundings, being able to show up because it's responding to something really powerful. This is what they're responding to. This is the type of person that will attract milk and honey and serendipity. And a 4-leaf clover situation. A lottery win, a relationship win, a health win, a job win, like what a spiritual opening win, whatever this is for you that you're and it's probably not whatever this is, it's probably all of them. Because you went down hard, feeling the bottom of basically every theme, every subject in your life, which means as much as you've gone to the bottom of it, the Phoenix Rising comes back and you just shoot right up through the heavens and reaching just for the best now. Because you were able to be on the bottom, you can also go to the top. And so with this Empress, it just talks about self-worth. Maybe for the first time in your life, starting to realize your worth. So many freaking people, including myself, every once in a while, for sure, still, like questioning my worth, questioning, yeah, we're cool and we're worthy when it comes to this layer of stuff. And then when you shoot for the stars, it's like, I don't know. Am I allowed to go there? Yes, you are. You're a child of the universe. You're a child of the star. You're a child of God. You can be anything and everything you want. And the Empress, she is. This can also obviously be for a man. She has self-worth. She knows who she is. She has self-confidence. She's so confident, like in every cell of her being, she's so confident. She also takes a lot of action. She's not sitting around waiting for anybody. I see a little squirrel there, which for me is like oat in a boat. Out with the old and in with the new. Little Canadian. I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah. Out with the old and in with the new. And then a deer. I've been maybe you can't throw in keep there somewhere. I keep seeing, or I've been seeing deers. And there's a little deer in the back there. I don't know if you see it. Which speaks about love for me. There's just a lot of love around you. Getting a relationship and you're so full of it in the best way possible. Full. I love it. What else for Aquarius, please? What can we give them? Ooh. They didn't come out in the same fashion, but these exact cards came out for Capricorn. A new life and in between worlds. So for you, I'm going to start with the between worlds. And I see this as like you're leaving the gray area. This is basically having these two cards next to each other, right? See how different they are, and see how gray and beige and bland the Orphan card is, and the Milk and Honey is just, just so awesome. So much color, so much beauty. And this is basically it. I see this in this card today. It's like we come from the Orphan and into the Milk and Honey. And yeah, you still haven't left quite the old. It's not like you're stuck in between. And I see so much more. Like, do you see the flamingo there? The flamingo is for sure has more of the body, just a tiny little bit more into the future here, into the new, rather than staying in the old, right? And so we're leaving the old behind. You still have some sort of ramifications. Is that what it's called? Like you still have some sort of memory. You're thinking about it every once in a while, like what happened in the past. And like sometimes it catches up with you. And that's not necessarily bad. If you don't judge it, if there's just something that shows up for you, like, I don't know if you've ever done And what on earth is that called in English? Gestalt healing. Gestalt therapy. I don't have the okay, it's just this situation where you can sort of you're having issues, like you're having issues with something, you're having issues with whatever it is, and you play out this therapy is like a work shop thing, let's call it, or you can have it like in a therapy session. Actually, you have your stuff that you want to deal with, and then you have a person in front of you that has nothing to do with it. It can be a therapist, it can be like a very objective person that doesn't even know you, that's sitting right in front of you, and maybe you've had issues with your mother, for instance. Who doesn't? And so this person that doesn't know you is playing the mother, and you just get to talk. You get to talk and you get to lay it all out there, because the person sitting across from you, they're not going to take it personally, because they're not your mother, and because they're not invested in you. They don't even know you, so they're not. So even if they were a friend, they might have reacted, but they're not invested in you whatsoever. They're just a non-reactive person. Imagine you being the non-reactive person to yourself, to your old life, as it's playing up to, as it's reminding you of certain stuff. If you can just take on this persona of this very objective, I don't even know you, I don't even know who you are, even it's your own old life playing itself out, it wouldn't bother you one bit that it sort of still shows its face every once in a while, because it does, because law of attraction gives it to you. Sometimes you don't even think about it, and then there it is, because of old patterns just going on, or you know, you have a smell of something, or you see something and it just, or you hear a song. Oh my God, isn't that the just biggest trigger of all time? You just hear a song and it just puts you right back to where you were. It reminds you of certain things, and there it is again. If you have like an objective therapist, I haven't invested in this one bit, sort of role as those things come up, and you just treat it with utter disrespect. Like, yeah, there it is again, and I'm just gonna let it just run over straight over my head, or just let it run off of you. Like, just, I don't care. So that you get into it, like that the smallest part of energy you can play in this old life of yours is what's going to eventually have it peter out, right? And then exaggerate as much as I'm trying to show you. Be like overly dramatic in the new life that you want to step into. Think of it as humanly much possible you can, to then highlight whatever you're stepping into. Because what you're stepping into is this, a new life. You're just yawning. It's like it fits you so well. So it's not like you're going to have to really practice it, because at the end of the day, you're Aquarius. Aquarius is the star. In any shape or form, when the star comes up in any other reading, I'd say, okay, here's the star. So you might have a connection with an Aquarius. So you are the star in any story. So just deal with that. And I know you are. So the minute you come into this energy, the minute you get a little taste of it, you're not going to have a hard time to drop the past and just start to live this beautiful life. 39 there speaks about really moving forward, because we have 12 there is masculine, and masculine is all about like action forward. Let's make it happen. Let's create this new beautiful life for yourself. So beautiful. I'm going to move into the extended and see what else I can find there for you. So if you're feeling like you resonate with this reading, you're so welcome to the extended. If not, thank you so much for watching, Aquarius, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys.